we have an update on Season 10 that we want to share with you. So, Mike, what is the news on Season 10?
It's a very difficult thing for us to do.
Great. Well, thank you both for joining me today.
Hey, you beautiful Buccaneers, Falcore here. So you may have heard the news, or you may not have heard the news, in which case I'm likely going to ruin your day, but it was announced last week that Season 10 is being hit with, once again, another massive delay, and is now being released on October 19th. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I neither want to come across as positive nor negative with this subject, as it's not only something we don't want, but it's also something the developers do not want. But it still doesn't stop this from being very bad news in what already is a very stale season. Season 9 released on March 16th, which means with the delay, this will now be a 7-month season, which means this should be called a semi-annual update, not a seasonal update. It's honestly not very good news and very disappointing, not only for seasoned players like myself, but newer players too. There's really not much else to say other than it's very disappointing. But I think it's also very important to acknowledge that this is also something the developers do not want. I've seen some very negative statements being thrown at the developers over this design choice, and I honestly wonder what these people think game developers do when there's a delay. Throw a party? Isn't it amazing how everyone becomes professional game designers when something doesn't quite go their way? For example, I think it was day 2 of Sea of Thieves, people started saying dead game. I keep on saying this, but if I can sit here and produce content on this game and no other game, and pay my bills and live a comfortable life, this isn't a dead game. Do you know when it is a dead game? When there's no one to say dead game, because there's no one playing it. It's that stop having fun mentality a lot of younger mind people have when they've grown tired of a game and moved on, and think their experience is what everyone else must be feeling, so get angry when people are playing it and having a good time. They consider them fake or being toxically positive. Good evening everyone, I'm Captain Falcore of the news at 9 o'clock. This news just in, you're not the center of the universe. You sandwich. But I think we can all agree that this news came to us when we were expecting some actual news about Season 10, so it's honestly felt us all feeling a little deflated about the whole situation. I think it's also very important to once again mention the humble size of the Rare team compared to other studios. I could give you numbers, but in times like this it's often better to just show you. Here is the humble Rare team, with their eyes on the horizon, getting ready for another hard day at work. Now let's look at the team size for someone like Bungie or Blizzard. Yeah. And the irony is, unlike Bungie or Blizzard, every update we get for Sea of Thieves is free. So, let that sink in. Anyway, enough of the negativity and let's move on to what's actually happening, and hopefully silver line that rain cloud that's forming above your head. First of all, it was confirmed that Season 10 will now be changing its design process. Instead of coming with its singular hallmark feature that was originally intended, it will now be coming with both Season 10 and Season 11's hallmark features, which essentially means Season 10 is going to be a double season. Now, ironically, we know more about Season 11 than we do about Season 10. Let me rephrase that. We're allowed to talk more about Season 11 than Season 10. As it was revealed at SOT Fest that Season 11 will include a shared voyage to help draw focus to organic PvP with an adventure mode. All we can say about Season 10 is, from what we have seen on the roadmap, more social options for crews. I think it's very important that the team start sharing news about Season 10 at this point. The hype train really needs to come back into town, and it's very hard for a content creator like myself to generate hype when we're simply held back in what we can or cannot say. Help us out, guys. So when Season 10 does hit the shelves, it's going to be a very meaty update. Furthermore, there is plenty of stuff to keep us entertained between now and then, with the Monkey Island updates coming once a month all the way until September, along with bug fixes and server stability improvements. Within August, we have a Golden Glory weekend, giving us double XP, Renown, Gold, and Allegiance. We also have a Legends Week, which is essentially the same thing, but for a week, ending with the Monkey Island Part 2. In September, we have a Talk Like a Pirate weekend event, which Claire announced is apparently bringing a new feature, but no offense, Claire, last time you got us excited about a new feature, it turned out to be a screenshot wall. I love you though. Ending with the finale of Monkey Island, and then it's Season 10. So yes, I know it's not like a really exciting lineup between now and October, and I'm fully aware that as awesome as the Monkey Island updates are, they're essentially only 2 hours of content at the most. But this is something that I think strongly needs to be brought up about this game. Myself, being a veteran of this online world that we inhabit, have seen every pixel, every corner, and experienced every high and every low. And I'm sure there are a lot of people within the comments who are in the same boat. We can at times become very cynical about the game's content, but that's because we're at the front of the queue waiting for the soup to be served. I think it's very important as a content creator or live streamer, and even for a member of the dedicated community for any game, to take a step back from their high seat and remember there are people enjoying this game that haven't been playing as long as us. Some who recently just installed it, but also some who have been playing day one but don't have the time to play as much as we do. They are sat on a mountain of content and things to do, things to experience and adventures to go on, and honestly, I envy these people every single day. I often say when live streaming, I wish I could erase my memory of experiences in this game, because for a day one player, the content within this world is vast. So yes, some of us might be feeling a little burnt out, and October might seem like an eternity away, but try to remember that there are people still playing this game with rose-tinted goggles, having a fantastic time each and every day with plenty to do. Don't bring them down to your level just because you're having a dry spell. There are other games to play, you know. You are actually allowed to play something else. And to the developers, you got this, and I love you. Oh, wait, that was a little weird. I hardly know you. More like I like you. Okay, that sounds weirder. How about this? I tolerate you a lot. And you're on my Christmas card list. I know. That didn't hit as hard as I love you, but hey, we're used to things not hitting hard in Sea of Thieves, am I right?